All right, so a big question out there for a lot of buyers: should I continue to rent or should I buy? What's the most important thing? Josh?
Well, like a lot of questions, it's not exactly black and white.
I know.
It,
Life can be gray.
it depends on a handful of factors.
Uh huh.
So like I'll get this out of the way.
Okay.
If you are not sure you're going to stay in town for at least 2 or 3 years, I
Right.
really like 3 years
Three is a
personally.
good, okay.
You know, then don't buy. So when somebody says, "Hey, I want to buy, but I'm going to sell in about 12 months because I'm going to move for some reason," I'm like,
Right.
"Well, don't buy for 12 months."
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably not going to be a good deal for you financially. You know, there are exceptions to that, but for the most part,
Right.
no. Should you buy or should you rent? If you're going to be staying in Chattanooga or whatever city for an extended period of time, you're always better off buying than renting. There is no other exception
Right.
to that.
Well, you're investing in your own future.
Well, here's the data. I know I've told you this before.
You're good at data, so
Okay.
tell me the data.
People who own a home retire with 70% more net worth than people who don't own a home.
Makes sense.
And when you look at how long you work for your 401k or your Social Security or
Right.
whatever else it is,
Right.
we're talking about 40 or 50 years of working for that. And you can beat all of those years just by owning a home.
No brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Right.
The other big thing is the cost of a home stays the same, whereas rent goes up. So I always tell people this story. The very first house my wife and I bought,
Right.
we lived in for 20 years. And then we were affected by the tornado in Chattanooga in 2020, so we ended up moving after that. But when we bought that house, our mortgage payment was at like $754 a month.
Wow.
That was with insurance and taxes and everything. All right. Now, over 20 years, that number did go up because taxes went up, insurance went up, but it went up to like $860 or something, right? Still not bad. So, when we first bought it, that 750-ish bucks was a lot. But after 20 years, 860 was nothing. And we sold that house for over $400,000. Grace, where could we have lived for $800 a month? Nowhere.
Right.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Decent. But we're in a $400,000. Why? Because we bought. And over that time period, if we had rented instead, rent would have gone up and up and up and up and up.
And
we
you would have
been
had no
paying
equity.
2 or 3 times more for rent.
Right.
So you're always going to kind of come off better that way. But one of the big issues that I hear a lot from people is, well, if I buy, my mortgage payment is going to be a little bit more than my rent. And I don't like that.
Right.
So I did some numbers on it, okay? This is with a real buyer that we worked with.
Right. Well, we're still working. With.
Yes, still working with, truth be told. They wanted to buy around $300,000, but they're comparing it to renting.
Well, their current rent.
Their current rent,
which is lower than it should be based on.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the number right now. I want to say was it?
It was
like
1250.
11 or 12?
It's 1250, but it really should be 1800.
Okay.
So it's there.
Well, let's say 12.
Yeah.
Let's say 1200 for some easy math here. And I'm talking about a $1,900 mortgage payment on a $300,000 house.
Right.
So the first thing is we're not actually even comparing apples and oranges, or apples to apples. It's apples and oranges. That's what I meant to say. Because they're not renting a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. They're renting a very small apartment. Okay, and paying $1,200. And they're like, well, we don't want to pay